Okay. Over that's directly on the floor, sometimes you even with open fire, and the bush box. The bush box will protect the environment. I want to do some more tests, and I also discovered some new stuff. As you can see here, I now have the Tatonka alcohol burner on the grill plate, because you can put the grill plate a bit lower. And also I discovered you can put these lower. So there's a lot of variations possible. So you can adjust the height just to where your pot is. So this one also possible with the alcohol burner. Okay, and then we have the medium-sized one. I'm going to do a wood burning test and see how our soil will hold. And I have the small one, the very small one. And I'm going to do some solid fuel, and just to compare also from a S-bit burner. So let's start firing those three babies up. That's one. That's two. And that's three. And then I need my wood. So just curious what happens underneath. We cannot see this now, but also the solid fuel in the S-bit burner was a bit bigger than the solid fuel in the bush box, the small bush box. So earlier we showed you that the bush boxes with a Wixine candlelight and the Trangia burner and the big one with fire. Only with the big one there was a few splashes of coals coming out the sides, but nothing underneath. And as you can see here still, from the hobo stoves, they actually set the soil, or in this case the paper, on fire. Of course, we have the fire hose ready for when anything goes wrong, because as always it's safety first. Now, as you can see here, the very small one is actually leaking a bit of fire, and as well as you know, the small one doesn't have a solid plate underneath, but the one with the holes, so I can imagine it's leaking through a bit. Well, as you can see, the medium-sized bush box is burning away quite nice. Add some more wood and see what happens. So on the background you hear the chickens and the seagulls. I see some charring underneath the S-bit burner as well, I believe. And I still see some flames leaking on the side of the smallest one. But this medium-sized one is doing great. So my guess, if you're just alone, solo camping, or everybody brings his own stove, the medium size will be enough. And if you want to make or cook for the entire family, I would suggest a large one. And it's also more possibilities with the grill plate. Oops. That of course is my mistake. I should have pushed it further into the fire and don't allow it to fall out of the box. The medium-sized bush box is now just glowing, so we'll stop the tape for a minute, let everything the other also burn down, and then we will see what happened underneath the bush boxes and the S-bit burner. So I'll be back in a jiffy. Okay, the results. Also, it gave me some time to get the egg, thanks to our chicken. This one, as you can see, the bottom is clear, no burning of the paper underneath, just in front where I let the wood fell out. My mistake, my fault, should have paid more attention. So this one we actually saw some leaking on the side, but still manageable. Underneath is not charred, just on the side. And the S-bit burner, you see a bit discoloring, but nothing much. Also not much of a problem. So all manageable. But this one, as you see in the first video, packs very small. This one is a bit bigger and heavier. So this is about bush boxes of Bushcraft Essentials. Hope you enjoyed. Please comment and maybe subscribe. Okay, cheers.